Have you ever received a call from a number that doesn't exist? If stories that twist reality and crawl under your skin fascinate you, hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because tonight's mystery begins with a single phone call that should have been impossible. This is the silent number. It was late October, 2021. A storm swept across the Oregon coast, cutting power through half the county. Around 11:30 p.m., a 911 dispatcher named Clara Lewis was on duty at the local emergency center when a strange call came through. The system flashed once, then froze. Instead of a number, the caller ID showed a single dash, no digits, no name, nothing. Clara hesitated, but protocol demanded she answer. 911, she said. What's your emergency? For a moment, nothing. Then she heard faint breathing, and a woman's voice whispered, "He's already in the house." Before Clara could respond, something crashed in the background, glass breaking, a scream, and the line went dead. She looked down at her console. The call wasn't logged. There was no record of it, no recording, no timestamp, not even a trace in the system memory. IT confirmed it hadn't come through any network. It was as if the call had come from nowhere. Still, Clara couldn't ignore what she'd heard. She played the sound over and over in her head, that terrified whisper. She filed an incident report, and within an hour, officers were sent to check the area. By analyzing the faint noises in the background, a wind chime, a passing train, they narrowed the call down to a coastal neighborhood called Cypress Lane. When they reached a small yellow house, they found the door ajar. Inside, a woman lay at the bottom of the staircase. She'd been dead for hours. Her name was Amanda Holt. According to the coroner, she died around 8:30 p.m. That was 3 hours before Clara took the call. The official report said Amanda slipped and fell, but Clara couldn't shake the feeling that the voice she'd heard, that whisper for help, belonged to Amanda herself. Weeks passed. Clara tried to convince herself it was a coincidence, maybe a prank, maybe stress. Then, one night, as she sat at her console alone, her phone rang again. The screen showed the same impossible caller ID, just a dash. Her heart pounded. She answered. 911, what's your emergency? The same voice spoke. He's still here. The line went dead again. Clara checked the recordings, nothing. It wasn't there. There was no evidence the call had ever existed. Her supervisor started worrying about her mental state. Maybe it was burnout, he said. But Clara couldn't let it go. She started digging into Amanda Holt's past. That's when she discovered something even darker. Amanda had been married to a man named Daniel Holt, a man who had vanished the same night she died. Police suspected foul play, but no body was ever found. Then, one night, Clara stayed after her shift to review the logs. The room was dark, lit only by the glow of the monitors. As she scrolled through data, the lights flickered. Her computer screen froze, and a new entry appeared, something that shouldn't have existed. Call received, line 47. Time, 11:31 p.m. Caller ID. Audio, playing. Before she could react, the speakers crackled to life. She heard her own voice say, 911, what's your emergency? Then a man replied, calm and cold. You shouldn't have answered. The voice sent chills down her spine. It was Daniel Holt. She replayed it, but when the IT team checked the next day, there was no line 47, no audio file, no entry in the system. It was gone. Later that night, Clara came home to find a voicemail waiting on her phone. The number was blank, just a dash. She pressed play. For 10 seconds, there was silence, then her own voice whispered, "He's standing behind you." She dropped the phone, called the police. By the time they arrived, the message had vanished, along with every trace of the call. Clara transferred to another district, hoping distance would make her forget. But it didn't. Months later, while working a night shift at her new station, the monitor flickered again. A message appeared. Incoming call, 47. The phone began to ring. Slow, measured, mechanical. She ripped the cord out of the wall. The ringing didn't stop. It echoed through the room, coming from somewhere deep inside the building, from a line that wasn't connected to anything. A co-worker rushed in and froze, staring at the monitor. On the screen, red text began flashing. Clara Lewis, deceased. She quit the next morning. A year later, a rookie dispatcher working the same desk received a strange emergency call. Caller ID. The same voice whispered, "He's still here." When the rookie checked the log afterward, the caller's name was listed as Clara Lewis. Maybe some calls never end. Maybe some voices linger in the systems that carry their last words. Or maybe, just maybe, the dead know exactly how to reach us. If you crave mysteries that make your skin crawl, stories where logic breaks and the impossible feels real, subscribe now and turn on the bell. Every week, we uncover another story that lives between life and death, between truth and terror. Because sometimes the scariest sound in the world is a phone ringing in the dark.